Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Ralf Rangnick has claimed Manchester United are now significantly worse, despite spending millions since his spell at Old Trafford. The Red Devils have struggled in the Premier League this term as they sit 14th with just 4 matches of the season left to play. And while Man United's Premier League woes aren't exactly new, they have not qualified for the Champions League since 2021. Former boss Rangnick has claimed that things have got even worse since his interim spell at the club at the back end of the 2021/2022 campaign. Speaking to Canal Plus Austria, he said, "In the end, that a few basic things need to be changed, and since then, 700, or if not 750 million pounds has been spent on new players. And in the table, they are even significantly worse than back then. They could actually, with a win in the Europa League, still save this season. Because then they will be in the Champions League. Everything else would be a disappointment, and it will be interesting to see what will happen." And while Rangnick has slammed the club's transfer acumen over the past few years, he has also taken aim at the decision to appoint Ruben Amorim, a coach that he believes is not suited to the players at his disposal. He added, "They have signed a coach in the middle of the season who plays with a 3 or a 5 back, and the squad was built based on a 4-back system. This is what you see when you see them play, especially in Premier League games against the opponents against which Manchester United normally has to win. Sure, in the Europa League, they have usually, with the result against Lyon, you are eliminated. They have turned it around." And of course, the stadium had a huge effect. Rangnick has never been afraid to share his true opinion of the Red Devils. Even during his time at the club, he admitted that the club needed open heart surgery to get them back in on track. In the end, Rangnick led United to 6th place in his spell with the club, and he was eventually replaced by Erik ten Hag. And despite the Dutchman winning the FA Cup and League Cup, he was sacked midway through the current campaign after a woeful start to the season. Things have not improved under Amorim from a league point of view, but they could still return to the Champions League with silverware should they win the Europa League. Sir Jim Ratcliffe signalled his intention to sell Nice back in March, with the British billionaire now open to offers for the League One club. Ratcliffe, through his company Ineos, bought Nice back in the summer for 2019. At the time, he paid around £85 million to buy into the French side, but it has been a rocky reign for Ratcliffe. Ineos are deeply unpopular among the club's supporters, having failed to deliver the success they have promised. Ratcliffe's attention has also been turned to Manchester United since he bought a minority stake in the Premier League side last year. Having endured a dreadful campaign, United have taken up more and more of Ratcliffe's time. With a new stadium also in the planning, Ratcliffe is now looking to sell Nice. The billionaire is looking to bring in around £213 million in exchange for the club, with New York-based investment bank Lazard tasked with finding a buyer. It should come as little surprise that Ratcliffe is looking to move on from the Allianz Riviera. Just 2 months ago, the 72-year-old made it clear he had little interest in overseeing matters in the south of France. With Nice, in the French league, you can buy a club for £100 million. It's much cheaper access. But I don't particularly enjoy going to watch Nice because there are some good players, but the level of football is not high enough for me to get excited, he told The Times. The best season that Nice has had is this one where we've not been allowed to get involved because of multi-club ownership rules. They've been so much better without our interference. Maybe there's a lesson there as well, you know. A blind trust have been operating Nice this season, with neither Ineos nor Ratcliffe having control or decisive influence at the club. That was due to UEFA rules around multi-club operations, as both United and Nice qualified for the Europa League. Any sale is complicated by the major uncertainty around the League One broadcasting rights. The league's deal with DAZN has collapsed, with the streaming platform ending their contract 3 years early. That means that French football does not have a domestic TV deal for next season. League One teams have even been told by the French football's financial regulator to not include media revenue in their budget projections. The potential sale of Nice comes after Ratcliffe's sailing team Ineos Britannia withdraw its challenge for next year's America's Cup. In April, Ineos settled a sponsorship dispute with New Zealand Rugby over a performance partnership the chemical company ended early. Through Ineos, Ratcliffe also owns Swiss club Lausanne and takes in the Mercedes Formula One team and the Ineos Grenadiers Tour de France winning cycling team. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is ready to sell his stake in Nice as his focus continues to centre on Manchester United. The Ineos chief bought into the French club 6 years ago, but there is Saudi Arabian interest. Ratcliffe has become a co-owner at Old Trafford in recent years, but that only added to his football portfolio, having acquired Nice back in 2019 for £89 million. Now, though, the British billionaire is ready to offload the French outfit, who sit 5th in League One. Nice have been competitive in France without claiming any silverware, and Ratcliffe is ready to move them on, reports French outlet L'Informe. The Saudi Public Investment Fund, PIF, who currently own Newcastle, are aware of Ratcliffe's position and are considering an offer. The United co-owner is not universally popular down by the Riviera and previously claimed that whilst Nice have good players, he doesn't enjoy watching the standard of football on show. He said, "I don't particularly like going to see Nice because there are good players, but the level of football isn't high enough for me to get excited." Nice's best season was the one we weren't allowed to get involved in due to timeshare rules. They were so much better without our interference. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned from that. Ratcliffe bought himself a 27.7% stake in the Red Devils, which cost him £1.3 billion in 2023. He's assumed control of the club's footballing operations, but has been unable to lead the club in the right direction, with a number of his decisions proving hugely unpopular. Since taking post at Old Trafford, Ratcliffe has chosen to relieve Sir Alex Ferguson of his paid ambassadorial role and has also hiked up ticket prices, riding of concession and child rates with protests being held. Several of his major appointments, including Dan Ashworth, have also not worked out. Ratcliffe has only had to make one managerial change, choosing to axe Erik Ten Hag and appoint Ruben Amorim. Thus far, the move has failed to work out, with the new manager taking the club backwards, but the billionaire has insisted that the Portuguese coach will be backed in the summer. He said, "You know, you're a young guy, you've come into the Premier League for the first time in your life, you've come in mid-season, it's not your natural language. You have to give the guy a bit of a break. I mean, give me a hard time, I have no problem with that. But give Ruben a break. I think he's a good guy, he's working hard, and I think he's doing a great job." This summer looks set to be a busy one for Manchester United's recruitment team. Following a miserable season that has left them 14th in the Premier League, a full-scale overhaul is desperately needed. Boss Ruben Amorim is keen to ditch the players who have been seriously underperforming and bring in stars who suit his 3-4-2-1 system. United's precarious financial position may make major business difficult. Sales will certainly be needed to boost Amorim's war chest, and United may find value from targeting younger players rather than top-level stars. Torino goalkeeper Vanja Milinkovic-Savic has emerged as one potential target. The Serbian has impressed in Serie A this term, and Torino's president has issued an update on United's pursuit. There is, though, bad news in the Red Devils' pursuit of Franco Mastantuono. While United are ready to pay his release clause, the Argentine wonderkid appears to have his heart set on joining Real Madrid. Here, Mirror Football rounds up all the latest Manchester United transfer news. Manchester United have been increasingly linked with Torino keeper Vanja Milinkovic-Savic as they search for a replacement to Andre Onana. The Serie A side's president Urbano Cairo has now delivered an update on the Serbian's status. He told La Stampa, "He had a great championship, and it is normal that he receives a lot of attention, but no offer has arrived yet. I have learned that setting goals is not a positive thing. It is better to do things with the lights off, with the right grafts, and then in all teams there are replacements of players who are sold and bought. The important thing is to find the right players to strengthen the team. United have emerged as contenders to sign Cameroon starlet Christian Kafani. The 18-year-old has impressed for Spanish Segunda Division side Albacete Balompié over the course of this season. According to Mundo Deportivo, United have now joined the race to sign him along with half of Europe. Newcastle, Aston Villa, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona are all also named as being interested suitors. While his contract still has 6 years to run, his £4.2 million release clause makes him an attractive prospect. Kofane has attracted attention after scoring 5 times over his last 7 matches. United target Franco Mastantuono has snubbed a move to Old Trafford. The 17-year-old has impressed for River Plate, and several sides, including United and Marseille, have sent scouts to watch him. According to Ticey Sports, the Red Devils even made it clear they were willing to pay his £38 million release clause. But the same publication have now claimed that Mastantuono has made it clear he will not be moving to Old Trafford. Instead, his agents are said to have informed United chiefs that their client will only consider leaving River for Real Madrid. It is unclear at this point if Los Blancos even have the Argentine wonder kid on their radar.